Yum! Cardboard.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the second episode of my series of unknown first appearances you might not be aware of. In this video series, I highlight and look at major comic book character appearances that are kind of secret right now, or very few people know about them in comic books and magazines, and just putting a highlight to them and sharing them with you guys. So let's jump right into it with this beautiful magazine, the Comics Journal. The Comics Journal has been one of the most influential magazines in the comic book market since 1976. Published by Fantagraphics, this magazine has featured a ton of legendary interviews and major character first appearances. In this video, I'm going to discuss what I consider to be the Comics Journal's most underrated and undercollected issue that's overflowing with first appearances. This is issue number 49. Most collectors don't know this yet, but this magazine is the first appearance of She-Hulk, Dazzler, Rom the Space Night, and Alex Cooper in comics. So last year I was going through many of my comic books, kind of organizing my collection, and I found some of my old magazines, including the Comics Journal, and I started to read through it. And it's through reading through it that I discovered some interesting information. Here on page 12, they had the first rough sketch of She-Hulk, plus a complete image of Dazzler. The article there explains the coming debut of these two new female characters and the inspiration behind their creation. It's a great read, and I learned something new about Dazzler that I'd like to share with you. Did you guys know that Dazzler was originally created as a proposed partnership between Casablanca Records and Marvel Comics to cash in on the disco craze at the time? Casablanca was the label behind Kiss, The Village People, Donna Summer, and Parliament. There was supposed to be a live singer and actress with an album and shows to be Dazzler, but the deal fell apart. But Marvel went ahead anyways and launched the character in X-Men. Crazy, right? I knew She-Hulk and Dazzler were both launched in February 1980. Dazzler in X-Men number 130, and She-Hulk in She-Hulk number 1. So this issue came out in September 1979, a good 6 months before She-Hulk and Dazzler appeared in their respective books. But beyond those two characters, there's even more cool stuff in this. Here, on the very next page, is the first image of Rom the Space Night, the first appearance of Rom 3 months before the debut of this issue, Rom number 1, in December of the same year. Then, if you go to pages 37 and 38, you get the story behind the launch of Marvel Premiere number 50, the first comic book appearance of Alice Cooper a month before the issue's release. I personally count this as Alice Cooper's first full comic book appearance, because multiple panels of Alice are shown versus just one image. But that's just my viewpoint. Yours might differ. And then to top off this jam-packed issue, here's a controversial drawing of Iron Fist decapitating Shang-Chi by artist Dennis Fujitaki. And my apologies if I said his last name incorrectly. But let's just say Dennis wasn't a big fan of the Shang-Chi stories at the time. With Shang-Chi so popular today, most collectors have no idea that this image exists. Just recently, collectors have started to clue into this important issue, and you now see it on eBay. There's more and more listings now. The listings are really starting to build up as collectors discover this truth. So this is what I love. I love seeing a discovery start taking off in the community, the greater comic book community, learning about it, and it grows in popularity and also in value for those who care about buying and selling comic books. It's just a really cool thing to experience. And I should note that I'm going to have another major comic book character first appearance that, to my knowledge, most people do not know of. And I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys. And it might be big news for many of you. You're probably sitting on this book and you had no idea that this major character is featured in there. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Please comment, like the video, share whatever thoughts you have. If there's any characters you think I should look up, put them down there. Let me know. Love to create the discussion. So I look forward to sharing my next video on a possible first appearance you weren't aware of. Take care, guys. Happy collecting.